I also liked in this zone how there's no more, like, wasted space, so to speak. The way that Morogh is now in the game, you have the entire southeast section of the zone that has like 2 quests in it at the Goldborg Quarry, and that's it. There's the whole lake area, and then there's that like house area where the Dark Iron Dwarves are, but there's no purpose to them there. There's no quests from them, and there's all this area where there's all these like critters and stuff, but currently there's no point to it. Well, the way it is in Cataclysm, they've changed all that. There is a point to every area, and every area has multiple quests. So that's a really nice change that I enjoyed quite a bit.
Yeah, except I think some of the in-between areas where you're running from one area to the other, they need to cut down on the amount of mobs there, because having to kill 20 mobs between one spot and the next was a little irritating, and I died a couple times just because every time I turn around I'd have something else on me.
Yeah, and that can get a little frustrating. I honestly hope that they implement more of the transportation quests that you saw in like the Worgen starting zone, where every time you had to go any significant distance, they'd throw you on a horse to get you there. And there was one quest that was like this in Morogh, and that's when you made the transition from the Kernos quest hub over to this little like base camp full of gnomes that were getting behind enemy lines in order to do some of the covert ops and stuff like that. The quest, you actually get on a launcher. It kind of reminded me of Blade's Edge Mountains, where you get on this gnome machine and then it shoots you off clear up into the air and then gives you a little floaty buff on the way down, except for this one is like, what did the gnomes call it? It was like very late deployment parachute or something like that, and they are not kidding. You don't get the slowing buff until you're like 5 feet from the ground. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, I was certain that I was going to go kersplat.
So I'm hoping that they might consider adding a few more transportation quests like that, because they're kind of fun, and it lets you relax while you're being taken to your next destination.
Yeah, rather than, oh, I've got to walk again. I mean, a good example of where that would have been nice is when you go to Amberstill Ranch, and the trolls come in and it's raid night. The trolls come in and they raid Amberstill Ranch and let all the rams free. So after you fight off the trolls, you have to go and collect the rams. Well, you'd think that after that they'd give you a ram to ride to your next destination, because you just saved all their rams.
I know, right? Apparently not. Okay, after you're shot off into Oblivion, into the Gnome Covert Ops area, you get to help take out some of the troll villages. You shoot little flares and helicopters come and blow them up, and that's really cool. There's also a quest kind of in that area to kill some trolls to get some gears back that they've been stealing from the war machines and stuff that they've been breaking down, the tanks and stuff. And the gnome goes, in the quest text, he's like, I don't know what they would need gear for. And it's really funny, because as you come up on those trolls that have been stealing these gears, you see that they are wearing it. Get it?
They're wearing gear. They need gear. Trolls apparently need gear. We all now know that trolls wear gear.
I busted up laughing when I realized the pun, because at first, the first time I went through this zone, because I did it once before, I didn't catch that, but the second time that I was doing it with Leetah, we were both like, oh my gosh, look what they're doing, that is so funny.
I like puns, though. I'm a punny person.
Indeed. It's nice to get that kick out of the quests every once in a while when you're doing the grind to get to 80 or 85.
Yeah, also in that area where you're killing those trolls that are wearing their gear, you have to go save the dwarves that are being strangled by these strangling totems, and to go explode the totems. But I thought that was another one of those cool rescue quests where you really could go around the zone all day and just rescue people.
Yeah, and they actually put another quest similar to that as well in the Goldborg Quarry. That's pretty funny, because the miners are kind of trapped in there because there's all these trogs, and so you walk in there to go save the miners, but instead of just like talking to them and telling them, you're free, get out of here, you give them a hearthstone so that they can hearth out of there, and I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was quite awesome to go get hearthstones and give them to these guys that are, scared of the trog sleeping on the floor next to them.
After you do all the quests at the Goldbore Quarry, they send you out to a new area next to the lake where you help save these guys out of ice tombs and you kill some elementals because they're not being nice. And then you get sent south to the Dark Iron Dwarf area that I mentioned earlier, and there's now a point to it. You go there, you kill a named guy inside the house, and you get some Dark Iron attack plans from him, and it looks like they are planning an attack on Ironforge. And so he then sends you back to the Goldbore Quarry, and you get a ride up to the Ironforge airport.
And it is under attack like no other. It was awesome to fly in there and look at the full-on war battle that was going on between the Dark Iron Dwarves and the Ironforge Dwarves. And it was awesome looking, epic battle up there.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. Right now there doesn't appear to be a flight path anywhere up at the Ironforge airport, but you can get a taxi there anytime you'd like. After doing this quest. So that taxi starts at the Goldbore Quarry and goes up to the airport, and you can take it back as well. But yeah, it's really awesome to see that they're actually utilizing the Ironforge airport now as part of the leveling for the quests in Dune Morogh. I mean, it's really cool. Everybody's always been curious about it because you fly over it every time that you fly anywhere from Ironforge, and so it's nice to see that they're not wasting space anymore, so to speak.
Yeah, I thought it was really, really great. I liked the quests there where you have to, put out the fires. All of their airplanes and their tanks and siege engines have been sabotaged and caught on fire, so you have to go put out the fires with this cool firefighter shirt that somehow looks like a firefighter's hose, but, it's a shirt.
There's two things that I wanted to mention, my favorite quests up there. The first one is you actually do get to go on a bombing run. They get one of the bombers fixed that you help put out the fire on, and you hop into it and you get to fly around throwing bombs down onto your enemies below. And then the other quest that I really enjoyed was where you go and you plant banners around the battlefield in order to rally the troops. And whenever you planted a banner, it would give everybody heroism. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and you gotta go kill their leader, and then the sergeant tells you, well, you've got to go down to Ironforge and you have to talk to Moira Thracian, who is the chick that currently you were trying to save in BRD. She is married to the Dark Iron King in BRD and is pregnant with his baby currently. So in Cataclysm now, she represents the Dark Iron Dwarves, and there is what are the other two clans?
There's the Wildhammer clan, and then there's the Ironforge clan. Bronzebeard, I believe. So,
she is upset that the Dark Irons are attacking, and she says, well, no, it's not me that did this, because, why would I pit one half of my son's heritage against the other half of his heritage? And she tells you to go talk to the ambassador for the Dark Irons, who she believes is behind this, and you go and arrest him, and he takes, he comes willingly and says, well, my job here is done, so, and you find out that the Dark Irons don't really want this half-breed king. There's a lot of Dark Irons that are still under control of the Twilight's hammer.
Right. I thought that was really cool to see that that progression of lore from the way it currently is into the future, what it will be in Cataclysm. It was kind of cool to go in there and talk to Moira, and right next to her in a cradle is her little dwarven son, and it was really cute to see his giant bushy eyebrows.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. The only other thing that I noticed, though, in that room was that there is no king sitting on the throne anymore. So it kind of makes you wonder what's going on there. They didn't really clarify that at all.
Yeah, at one point in the quest text they said that the king had been acting strangely, but other than that, you don't know what's happened to the king. He's not there on his throne anymore, and
haven't been able to find him anywhere in Ironforge yet. It could just be that he's not there because he's got a new model working on or something, but I don't know, maybe there's some lore for it later.
From there, we were sent to Loch Modan, and you don't have to run to Loch Modan anymore. It's so exciting. You go and you talk to the flight master, and he gives you a taxi to the Southgate Pass, and you stop there, and you're given a quest saying that, you know, they're sent some people out, and they're missing them. They haven't seen them for a while, and you gotta go find these people. And you go out of the pass a little ways, and you find that they've been attacked by a bear. Go and kill this bear, and then after that's done, you get to walk back, turn in your quest, and go walk down to Loch Modan. And that's where we stopped for now. Thank you for watching and listening to this webisode, and we will have more for you next webisode, possibly starting with Loch Modan and continuing on. Thank you for your time, and please don't forget to subscribe.